It's Gold Ball Saturday here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the Portland Bulldogs are taking on the Riverhawks of Skowhegan for the Class B State Championship. This is Steve Schwartz along with Dave Levine, joined today pregame by Mike Hoffer. And guys, let's see, one team is 9-2, one team is 8-3, fairly evenly matched teams. Tell us a little bit about what you know about Skowhegan and this 6'7" quarterback, number 10.
Well, I mean, I'm looking out the window at him right now warming up, and he is going to be a problem. Obviously, he's easy to identify, and I think Portland knows full well that's going to be their biggest problem today is trying to slow him down. But, you know, with an arm like that, with his physical skills, you can see why Skowhegan scores a ton of points, including 66 points in a playoff win against Lawrence. So, the Riverhawks come in here confident. They come in here well-equipped to make a run. And kind of one of the fun sidebars about this game, these are two programs that both have a long championship drought. Skowhegan hasn't won since 1978. I believe that's the year you graduated high school, Steve. Portland hasn't won since 2002. I'd like to say that was the year I graduated high school, but I'd be lying. But it's a long time for both. Someone's going to come out of here with a long-awaited gold ball today.
Well, Dave, I had a chance to talk with Coach McLeod before the game, and he said, we have athletes. We have to put our players in the best position possible to make plays. We have to utilize the skills of our athletes, and we have to stop number 10.
Absolutely. It's going to come down to this Portland defense, and they're very opportunistic throughout the year. They've had 21 turnovers, including a crucial pick last week against South Portland, and the week before they had a pick 6 for 35 yards. So their defense is what's going to stop this. And to stop Adam Savage, I mean, it's going to be a tall order, literally, because he is that big. But Portland is filled with athletes. They're filled with speed. They're filled with guys who can get sideline to sideline, and that's what it's going to take.
So, Mike, neither Dave nor I were here at the last game at the regional championship against South Portland. You were, however. Kennedy Charles, again, typically, great running, but he ran into a little trouble in the air.
He did, and early on, but they got that straightened out. And I think as the game was hanging in the balance, really what Portland did was just say, "All right, Kennedy, here's the ball. Take off and do what you do." You've seen all season. All he needs is a little sliver of room. He can turn the corner like no one else. If he gets an edge on a defender, look out. He's just been an amazing athlete to watch, and everything he's accomplished this season. It's kind of funny because you think of Portland teams of recent vintage that have gotten to this game. They've had really a stud tailback. A Joe Esposito, a Dylan Bolduc, a Zach Elowich. This is a team that Andrew Brewer will run up the middle and get some hard yards between the tackles, and he'll get Regan Buck wide a little bit. But really, this is Kennedy Charles's offense, and I think it's going to need to be for another 48 minutes for Portland to get that long-awaited gold ball.
Well, Mike Hoffer from the Forecaster and the Press Herald, thanks so much for joining us. Steve Schwartz, Dave Levine will bring you all of the action in a moment. Here come the dogs. Today's national anthem will be sung by Evelyn LaCroix, sophomore from Skowhegan.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was still there.
Well, there's a young woman who's going places. What a great voice. She belted it out, and we're going to be ready for the kickoff in just a moment.
So captains are meeting out at center field for the coin toss for Skowhegan Riverhawks. Your captains are Quincy McCrae, Adam Savage, their quarterback, and Hunter McEwen. For the Portland Bulldogs, your captains are Kennedy Charles, Sam Esposito, Andrew Brewer, and Braden Wales. Home team today are the Riverhawks, and the Bulldogs are on the far sideline for the first time all year.
Not where we're all used to being, but it's a great crowd on both sides.
Yeah, a lot of people showed up. Beautiful day, lower 40s temperature, bright sunshine. Great day for football. Tosses up. So the Riverhawks defer to the second half. It looks like Portland will receive, and Portland will be headed left to right. They will be receiving from the Riverhawks kickoff right after this.
So we are ready for the kickoff now. Deep for the Bulldogs is Regan Buck and Aiden McGowan. And kicking off is going to be Jason, let's see, no, it's not going to be Babatek. Just a little kick by John Martin, and oh my goodness, they start the game with an onside kick.
Interesting strategy. I think they just wanted to come out and maybe make a surprise play. Come out and you know their offense is high powered, so you want to give them the ball. Maybe they steal a possession. Portland was quick to the ball, so they were able to recover it, and they're starting out in great field position.
So the Dogs will start 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Kennedy Charles, as he's been all year, will be in the shotgun. And it's going to be Buck. He's going to get about 4 on that, 3 or 4.
Trying outside. I think they're going to have to stay outside a lot on this game, Steve. This Skowhegan line is huge.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 5. He'll get credit for 5 yards, Buck. And here come the Dogs on the march. They've got Buck in motion, and Charles is going to go up the middle. He's going to get the first down, get about a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, he came out of there firing. He came out fast. The offensive line got a big hole up the middle for him, was able to pick up a first down and a couple extra to go with it, setting up the Dogs on the right side of the field now.
So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Riverhawks. Charles is going to try it again up the middle. This time he's only going to get about 2. Well, they've got him spotted for about 3. No, it'll be 2nd and 8.
They're going to have to run Charles inside. They're going to have to run him outside. They're going to have to do some trickery, I think, to get away from this huge line. I think what Portland's going to have to do is use their speed outside and avoid the big boys in the middle.
Well, they've got the athletes. Here goes Charles around And he's going to get the first down and much more.
Yeah, you see there, he went completely, they went on a quick run outside. There was no delay in that, and he was able to get outside of the lineman really quickly. There was one in the backfield, but he was able to avoid and head upfield.
He gets an 11-yard gain, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 31. Dogs are threatening. One in motion. Buck tries to get outside. He's got one holding on. The tackle made by Benico Collings Rico.
Yeah, they saw that play all the way. Buck really had no chance to move upfield. He wanted to cut it up early, but there was a defender there. Then by the time he got his legs back under him to continue outside, there was way too much pursuit.
So -1 on that play. He loses one, and it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 32. Harry Rubin was in motion there. He lines up wide left now. One wide right. Brewer with Charles. Charles up the middle again. Yeah, see.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. That's just not a play for success. That's Ben Stewart in there, the big sophomore lineman making the tackle. They're not going to be able to fight this up the middle. They're going to have to do something to get outside, a little misdirection play, some of these, read option runs, maybe even a true option that we saw a couple weeks ago that they ran that with success. So we'll see what they've got in store here for 3rd and 10. Probably they might have to put it up. I know they want to try to keep it on the ground, but again, with 4 down territory, if you can pick up 5 or 6 here, they'll go for it on 4th down.
Caden Sally was also in on that tackle. Here comes Charles around end, and held up after a gain of about 5 or 6.
Yeah, he got what he could up the middle. He did go out. So they did roll the line and to the left. Everyone kind of reached block there and just got enough to get upfield. But Skowhegan was just trying to prevent that first down. So with 4th and 6 coming up, they're going to go. They're going to go for it. You don't have a field goal from this kind of range. This is a little bit long and out of range for the kickers.
It makes sense. It would only be chances are it'd be a touchback with a punt.
A short punt isn't going to do anything. So take a chance, try to put something up in the air, maybe get something lucky, maybe get a penalty out of it, and even a pick downfield wouldn't be all that bad because it would act like a punt.
It's 4th and 6. Charles goes deep to Rubin. Oh my goodness, he's looking the other way.
Yeah, Rubin was headed to the post, and Kennedy threw it inside. He had the defender beat. Defender was all turned around, but the ball was on the wrong side of the shoulder. That was a miscommunication between the two, and I'm guessing that Charles was looking inside when he should have been looking out.
Now we get our first look at this 6'7" quarterback, Adam Savage. And his name bespeaks his game.
Yeah, he's a big kid. And Hunter McEwen, who's set up behind him, is a big kid as well, just not as tall.
Oh, but a penetrating defense right there.
Yeah, Buck came in like a shot, took out the lead blocker, and forced Savage to kind of hop step, and immediately Portland gets a 3-yard loss.
And Brody Viola was also in on that. So it'll be 2nd and 13 from their own 24-yard line.
Keeper up the middle.
Skowhegan's won their last 3 games in a row. They went 6, then they lost 2, then they won 3. The Dogs have won their last 7 in a row.
Yeah, Portland had a rough beginning to the season. They started 1-3, losing to Class A champion Oxford Hills, Class A powerhouse Bonnie Eagle, and then the number 1 seed in Class C, Levitt. Those are their only 3 losses all year, and that came off in the beginning of the year, and since then they have been rolling.
Might be 8 wins in a row. I got to double check that. In the meantime, it's 3rd and 10 from the 27. Savage keeps it, and he's got daylight.
Gone.
Oh my goodness! It's a foot race, and he's a big, fast man. It is a 7. Well, we have a penalty flag though on the 73-yard run.
That's probably coming back on a hold. That hole was huge. There's 2 flags on the field. We got holding on the offense. Both those flags came out. That was a huge hole on the right side, and Portland was stacked up against that, so that makes sense. And you could actually see Hunter McEwen was just standing there watching, looking at those flags. Didn't even run downfield trying to celebrate with his team. He knew. So that's going to back him up, and it's a spot foul. So it's going to be now a repeat of 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and 8. Because the penalty was downfield quite a bit.
So the ball's on the 29. Just 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Savage takes it again. He's got a hole, and he breaks free again. This time there's no flag.
And he's
from behind at pretty much the last second by Temple. He's brought down, Hunter Temple.
They had him wrapped up in the backfield again, but they just didn't tackle. There is a flag at midfield, though. There was a block in the back at midfield.
And what does that do?
So that's going to be a spot foul from there, back up 10 yards from the spot, but it's going to be well enough for the first down. So that's 2 big runs that they had, but 2 penalties. So this block, I saw the block in the back. And it wasn't needed too, because Savage was 20 yards past that play, and you just saw a Portland player just kind of go down with nobody as he was trying to chase Savage, and it just wasn't even necessary. I think Skowhegan's just getting a little excited. But it is first down for them.
And he gets credit for a 17-yard run. So it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 46. What a great athlete he is.
He is. He doesn't look that fast, but those legs are so long that he just takes a couple strides and he's out ahead of everybody. So that's 2 huge runs that were called back. Portland's blitzing. Good tackle on the outside.
Hunter Temple in there once again. Some great defensive effort there.
Yeah, that was good penetration. Portland blitzed up the middle, forced the quick read. Savage hit his receiver exactly what he wanted to do, but Temple was able to avoid the block and make the tackle at the legs.
It's actually negative 2-yard pass, as Temple penetrated beyond the line. So here it is, 2nd and 12, ball on the 44. Everybody's lined up on the right, Dave. McEwen, but again, nothing doing. Tripped up first in there was number 7, Romano McElwain.
Yeah, the Romano McElwain is actually kind of playing that outside linebacker, but he was way up on the line because there was no wide receiver on that side, so he was able to play rush end, really, and stayed home on that play to the left. So they brought everybody to the right in the formation, and then came back left running and hopefully try to trick the defense, but McElwain was right there. So now you get 3rd and 12. you're going to have to tackle. We've seen 2 long runs where they miss tackles.
Right, and they've got one in motion right now.
Little's underneath.
Oh, great defensive effort by number 27, Braden Wales.
Yeah, that was a nice little play. They brought the tight. They dragged the tight end across the formation and a little flip underneath, and Portland stayed home. The O-line really opened up a hole, but the problem was the linebackers were right there. So that's a beautiful play for them. Skowhegan looks like they're going to stay on the field.
My goodness, it was about a 2-yard gain. It's 4th and 9.
No, now he's going to back up. Now they're going to punt.
Yeah,
he's both passer and punter and do it all guy.
And it takes a little bit of a Skowhegan bounce, and the Dogs will have it 1st and 10 from about their 29-yard line. Excuse me, from their 24-yard line, I think. Yep. We'll see where it lines up.
So it's after a 32-yard pump by Savage. So he's another kid who really doesn't leave the field at all. He stays on the field all the time. He's going to play safety, as do a lot of these players play both ways.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 24. Charles takes the snap, gives it to Brewer. He's going to gain about 5 on that play.
Yep, they just went straight right off the right tackle. Simple play, little power play, and I think that's how they're going to have to. That's how they're going to have. If they want to run inside, that's how they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to keep it with Brewer, a much bigger body than Charles is.
We were joined in the booth by Seth and Henry Gio came in to say hello. They're the Daring crew. They substituted for us in the regional final. They're going to be doing the Thanksgiving game, and really it's great to see them. Of course, Henry's also the station manager for WPPS TV. Yeah, that's a nice defensive effort there by Skowhegan, led by Marshall Easler and company.
Yeah, the lead block was by Brewer coming out. He kicked the defender out, but the problem was they run into the short side of the field, so Skowhegan didn't have a lot of room that they had to cover and was able to make the tackle after maybe a yard gain.
So it's going to be 3rd and 4, ball on the 31. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. The state Class B championship game here at Fitzpatrick Stadium on WPPS. And here comes Charles going around the other way. And he gets the first down, and he's got more room as well.
Just needs that little crack, but there is a penalty flag on the field. That's probably another hold. And where the flag is, that's going to back Portland up from the 35, it looks like. So that's going to be a repeat of 3rd down. Now you're talking 3rd and long.
It looks to be 3rd and 9 with the ball on the 25.
Yeah, he was upfield, and really the hold got him extra yardage. If Portland hadn't held there, they would have had the first down and they would have continued the drive. But that hold was for an extra 4 or 5 yards on the side that they really didn't need. So Portland's got to be careful with those.
So Charles takes the ball. You know, at some point, Skowhegan gets wise, know, and just really led by a whole host of players there. But ultimately, Easler and I think either Pratt are the two that are in first.
Yeah, Portland is all about Kennedy Charles, and Skowhegan is obviously going to be focusing on him a lot. He is very dynamic. He's very fast, so even if you do focus on him, it's going to be tough to catch him. However, you can bottle him up at the line of scrimmage and prevent those long runs. You'll be fine.
Andrew Burrow with the ball. He's got a nice line drive punt. It's going to head out of bounds with a nice Portland bounce right around the 34-yard line, where Skowhegan will take over 1st and 10 with 1:10 left in the first quarter. So here we are, 1st and 10, ball on the 34. Adam Savage in the shotgun for Skowhegan. He's going to take the ball up the middle, and he, again, is off to the races. Finally running into a Portland player who loses his helmet. I guess it's...
Yeah, it was Regan Buck.
Again.
Regan Buck was down there tied up with Brandon Wyman. They were both blocking each other, and for whatever reason, Savage just ran into both of them instead of trying to go around. But again, you saw he's very a smooth runner. He doesn't look all that fast, but those long legs just let him travel down the field.
That was a 30-yard gain. It's now 1st and 10, ball on the 35, and hey, why not try it again? It worked the first time. Brewer wraps him up, and Gavin Bennett, co-captain, wraps him up.
Yeah, another 8-yard chunk right there. So this, as I was looking at the warm-ups, this offensive line from Skowhegan is just big. Caden Sally in the middle. You got both LePage brothers, Colin and Kyle, at the tackles, and then you have Mike Welch at right guard and Braden Carr at left guard, and they are just a big group of kids. Oof.
Well,
yeah, Hunter McEwen was hit in the backfield there and just broke through 2 tackles for an extra couple yards. That could have been a loss, but it was a gain. So that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Nothing on the scoreboard. Very quick first quarter, but Skowhegan is driving.
So we are back. We don't really have ads, but we do take a break. We start the second quarter here. The score is 0-0. Steve Schwartz and Dave Levine for WPPS TV3, joined by Mike Hoffer earlier today. Should join us at halftime as well. Mr. Cartonio on camera today from the team. So Savage has the ball, and oh my goodness, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, Braden Wales came flying in from the far side and just missed his legs from the backside of the play, and Savage was able to just keep going to the left side and go downfield. There is a Bulldog down on the ground.
We are back. Regan Buck has gone to the sidelines, and he is being tended to. He's injured. And a very, very strong, powerful run by Tyler Annis, the wide receiver.
Yeah, they brought him right in motion coming across the formation, a little flip up in front of him, and he took that ball in full stride coming across. It's going to be tough to stop all these different runners. You're really going to have to focus on Savage and as a run game, and then as soon as you focus on that, they bring Annis around the outside, and he was just untouched.
You also, of course, are without your defender Regan Buck and Remy Jowani, who was injured last week in the regional final.
Yeah, both 2 key defenders for Portland are now not on the field. Remy Joe is a big kid. He can run, and Regan is obviously lightning fast. So losing those 2 players is going to hurt your defense a lot, and it's going to hurt your offense too.
That was an extra point made good by George Mitchell, who evidently does everything. That's the end of the end of this portion of this quarter. 11:36 left. 7-0 is the score. The Riverhawks in front. So here we go now with the kickoff. Grady Blodgett is kicking it. It's another really onside kick, so they're going to keep trying it. That time it's recovered by Theo Paquette.
Yeah, I think Portland just has to stay aware of that play. I think Skowhegan is not really scared of the Portland offense. They just want to keep getting the ball back. I mean, Kennedy Charles can take it to the house from wherever he is. So if they kick it away and Portland gets it on the 20, it really is no difference to Charles with his speed from there or from midfield. However, setting up Portland at midfield does help their offense now. Short Regan Buck.
So 1st and 10 from their own 47. Charles gets the ball, goes up the middle, and gets a nice gain of about 6 or 7 yards. I think it's going to be 2nd and 4.
So they spotted him back closer towards the 49, 50 yard line. So they're going to give him 4 or 5 yards on that carry. He looks like he was tripped up and then bounced once.
So it is going to be 2nd and 4, ball on the 49. Charles follows his blocker around the right. And he's going to pick up a few more.
Yeah, he was able to, he met there were 2 defenders in the backfield there, and he was able to kind of stutter step and then squeak through, and by doing that, he was able to bring it up to make it 3rd and 1 now. That was a big 6-yard or 5-yard carry for him, where it should have been caught for no gain.
And now it's 3rd and 1, ball on the 44-yard line.
This is when you need to give it to just Brewer and let him get the 1. Get this drive continuing. Just power for the 1 yard. Long count, trying to draw somebody off sides.
Charles is going to get the first down. He's got some daylight on the left side. He's off to the races. He's got a blocker. Temple blocks. Touchdown. Kennedy Charles. No flags, folks.
44 yards for Kennedy Charles. And as I was saying, he can score from anywhere on the field lightning fast. So that play didn't matter if they went onsides or not. He would have been gone from 80.
Now we'll see what happens here. We did see Hang warming up and kicking quite a few extra points. He did kick one last week, but now they put it on the 2-yard line. And they're down by 1, and that's it.
I think they're going to they're going to stay with what their plan was all year and keep going for it. They're going to try to put the points on the board now. I personally don't like the decision with Hang available. Take the extra point, go tie it up.
Yeah, and then Brewer is stopped.
Yeah, Brewer got hit in the hole hard and didn't get anywhere, and a flag comes out late after the play. So the play is going to stand as no conversion, but I'm guessing this is going to be 15 on Skowhegan for a celebration. Quincy McCrae is talking to the refs, and he's got his hands out like he didn't do anything, which typically means you did something. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike on Skowhegan.
If you look at the depth again of these teams, and Portland has faced this all year long. There are many more players in Skowhegan than there are in Portland.
Yeah, absolutely. Portland's size is just not there compared to Skowhegan. Skowhegan's got a lot of players out there, a lot of people on the bench as well, and you've got some big kids out there. You've got Skowhegan number 71, Bryce Jewell is a junior, and 56, Colin LePage, standing next to each other, and they are towering over everybody else out on the sideline. So Portland gets to kick off from the Skowhegan 45, and if any time you wanted to try an onside kick, this might be it.
Well, the point is very well taken. We'll see. Nope, it's going to go deep by Miles Hang, and it's going to be picked up at about the 2.
Good
And,
tackle.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle by Harry Rubin on the run back by Annis.
Yeah, got him by the ankles, took him down. It ball's at the 15 now, so that worked out perfectly for Portland. They got the penalty. They kicked it away to the goal line, forced a return, had good coverage, and now it's going to force Skowhegan to go the length of the field. But as we saw multiple times already, Savage can just take it and go.
It's true. It was a 14-yard return. It's 1st and 10 on the 16. Savage keeps it. Well, this time he is wrapped up way behind the line.
Yeah.
Braden Wales was in there first. There were others in as well.
Yeah, Isaac Al-Kafaji was right behind Braden Wales, filling that hole as best he can. And we're gonna. Portland has to really rely on this defensive line to get some sort of push through the big men up front of Skowhegan to allow these linebackers to make some plays.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 16. And we have a whistle.
That's probably a false start.
And it is. You know what's interesting is I saw that flag going in there like a bullet. You might remember Orlando Pace years ago.
Yes,
for,
they hit him in the eye.
The Browns
hit him in the eye. Typically, referees are just supposed to throw it straight up.
Yeah,
and it does have a little weight on the end. There's a little beanbag type weight on the end. So you're supposed to allow it just to come down, and with the helmets, nothing's going to bother anybody.
2nd and 15, ball on the 11. So deep in their own territory here. And here's Savage holding on to it. And a nice tackle in there by Brewer and Wales.
We're gonna be calling their name a lot tonight, and that's gonna force 3rd and 13-ish. But we haven't really seen it yet. But Skowhegan does have a very legitimate passing game with both McCray and Annis on the outside.
It's 3rd and 12 right now, Dave. Ball is on the 14-yard line, so it's a 3-yard gain for Savage. He's back to throw, and he's going to go deep. He's got one open in the middle. It's a foot race. And my goodness gracious, he's going to fall on his own at about the 1-yard line. That is Tyler Annis. You just called his name.
Tyler Annis went right straight over the top and ran away from everybody. And he just couldn't keep his feet down for the touchdown. But that's going to set them up at the 1-yard line. And he just used his speed over the top. And as I just said, they've got wide receivers that have some skills.
That was an 84-yard pass.
So if I'm the coach here, there isn't much of a thought. This is a quarterback keeper. Put him under center and just drive forward for the foot.
Yeah,
but they're going with a full backfield.
Yeah,
and there he is.
It didn't take much effort there.
No.
It's a 1-yard touchdown for Savage.
Yeah, after that long pass, it was just this offensive line and these players on Skowhegan, they're going to put up some points. Portland's best hope right now is to get a takeaway on defense, to make something happen on defense where they can set their offense up for a big play.
And the kick is up, It's good. It's 14-6.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Portland. You knew it was 3rd and 13. You knew it was a pass, and Annis just got behind the secondary and was just running, and there was nobody there to catch him.
So with 7:48 left here in the first half, the score: Skowhegan Riverhawks 14, Portland Bulldogs 6. We are back. This time it's a squib kick. It's picked up by Charles at about the 29-yard line, and he's got some daylight on the right side.
Yeah, Skowhegan kicked it to the one person they didn't want to kick it to. There is a late flag there. I'm looking at a late hit as Charles was out of bounds. So that's going to be another 15 on the end of that big run by Charles up to the 40. So this is going to set the Bulldogs up in perfect position.
It's about a 29-yard return to begin with.
Yeah, honestly, of anybody on that field that Skowhegan wanted to kick it to, he was not the one. So both teams staring at the referees right now, trying to figure out what's going on. Portland is looking like it's going to be a penalty on Skowhegan. Skowhegan looks like it's going to be a penalty on Skowhegan, and the referees are deciding what they want to do with this. So it is a penalty on Skowhegan. That's going to be at the end of the run.
Portland's Brain Trust, head coach Jason McLeod, Skip Capone, Mike Rutherford, Joe Johnson, John Williams, John Misowicz, Dylan Rutkov, Ryan Edwards, and Rocco Navarro are their assistant coaches. While we're at it, Ryan Libby is the head coach for Skowhegan, and his assistants are Brad Sear, Chapin LaBelle, Steve McDaniel, Jason Frost, Matt Keister, Randy Murray, BJ Dunlap, and Scott Libby. So the Dogs with their best field position right now, starting certainly in this game and maybe during the playoffs.
Yeah, right at the 25. This is good for them. They need to get a score here after that big play by Skowhegan to get down the field.
Yeah, and it's going to go to Brewer in the middle, and he gets a nice gain there. I guess they're going to give him 4 yards.
They gave him 4 yards on that before he ran into a brick wall.
You know, I mean, they're right down there. It looked like forward progress took him another yard or two, but
yeah, that was Savage coming in from the safety position and just hit Brewer square and drove him back. So that's a nice pickup on first down. 4 yards is what you need. You need 4 yards every play, and you'll keep the chains moving.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. Ball on the 21. Charles has Temple in motion. Goes back to throw. Oh, my goodness, we've got to have pass interference. The Portland player was taken down.
And he's hurt, too. Portland player is hurt down there. And they're going to call it an interception on a badly thrown ball, but our Portland player is hurt in the end zone.
And it was the player who it was intended for. Let's see if we can see who it is. We'll try to get a close-up.
Yeah, they're going to call it an interception, and we'll be right back after we figure out who's hurt.
So, folks, Brody Viola is the one that went down.
Yeah, he jogged off the field a little gimpy. It looked like an ankle. So hopefully he'll be okay to come back.
It's 1st and 10, ball on the 2 after that interception.
Yeah, Savage looked a little uncomfortable when he took the ball there. Portland had him wrapped up in the backfield. He was able to squeak forward for 2, but Portland almost was able to corral him somewhere near the end zone line. That would have been huge to get a safety there. But now they got a couple extra yards, so I would expect they keep it with Savage again to try to get another 2 or 3 yards before they try a 3rd down play.
So 2nd and 8, ball on the 4. Savage in the gun, keeps it, and he's brought down by Andrew Brewer.
A good tackle there on the edge. He went low, took him out at the legs. Wasn't going to let him power through, but again, another 2-3 yard pickup sets up 3rd and 5. If Portland ever could get a defensive stop, this is the time.
So the ball's on the 6. One in motion. Savage keeps. Brewer wraps him up. Nice defensive effort.
Yeah, that's going to be held short, 2 yards short, so it's going to be 4th and 2. My guess, well, we've now seen Skowhegan go for 2 onside kicks. Would they try going for a first down deep in their own end?
Well, we shall see.
Their offense is also their punting team, so it's a little difficult to understand what they're going to do. We'll see. Savage is their kicker. Does he come under center or does he back up? He's still in shotgun.
Well, he's going to try to make it.
They look like they're going to try to draw Portland offside. A couple hard counts. Portland is very disciplined about this, and Skowhegan's going to take a timeout.
So we will too, with 4:38 left in the first half. The score, the Riverhawks 14, Bulldogs 6. So it is 4th and 2.
Skowhegan talked about it. Their offense is back on the field again. This is again their kicking team too. And now Savage is going to back up into a more punt formation. However, be careful. He can run, as we've seen.
Kennedy Charles calls for the fair catch. Yep. Smart move, as Quincy McCrae was right on him.
Yeah, that was a smart play. It was a short, high punt. Got him out of trouble. But, there was no return set up for Portland. But they get the ball at the 34-yard line after a good defensive stop there. They've got to put this offense has got to get going. They can't afford to turn the ball over again.
You know, the Dogs have 4.5 minutes here before the half. The ball's on the 39. Another time of very good field position.
Yeah, this would be a perfect time for them to burn up the 4 minutes, score, and go into halftime maybe tied, maybe down 1.
Or two. However they do it. But this time, Charles is wrapped up by Brandon Wyman.
Yeah, Wyman came right in untouched, and Charles tried to make him miss in the backfield, but Wyman had him lined up. He was only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, luckily. Portland really needs to get something. Portland's offense is not that grinded out type of offense. They just don't have that kind of offense. They're made for big plays.
Usually by Kennedy Charles, and Charles keeps it now. But again, if he's going to get tied up behind his blocker, it's just not going to work. There's good penetration there. Number 56, Colin LePage and company.
Yeah, again, they're trying to run inside with Kennedy Charles, and he's only able there to pick up 3 yards, setting up 3rd and 7. Again, this is going to be 4-down territory for them, but they're going to have to do something a little bit more unique than just trying to power with Charles. He's just not built for that. He's built for that outside speed game. He just doesn't have the power on the inside, especially with this big Skowhegan defense.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7, ball on the 36. Hunter Temple goes into motion. And Charles is just caught up, wrapped up by Marshall Easler first in.
Yeah, Easler just busted in over the defensive end on the right, on the offensive tackle on the right side there, and Charles had nowhere to go. That might have been the play that you can hand it off to Ruben and let Ruben take it on the outside a little bit and do something a little bit different. Skowhegan, again, is going to key in on Charles the whole time, so Portland's got to get somebody else involved in this offense.
Brewer's going to punt. He'll be back around the 45 or so when he finally lets it loose. High snap. Boom. It's a nice
Good
kick.
punt.
And,
Good coverage, too.
Nice coverage. Sam Esposito, first one in. Good to see him as McCray had caught it.
It's good to get Sam Esposito into the game. And there's another wrinkle that Portland might want to consider, where if you put Sam in at quarterback, who has a better arm than Charles, it frees Charles up now to be that running back, hybrid, H-back, wide receiver guy who can do it all. And now Portland has a little extra wrinkle in their offense. It's something you might need to try to get some spark into this. But again, Portland has rattled off 7 wins in a row behind Charles at quarterback. So do you try something different, or do you continue doing what you're doing?
It depends, I suppose. Savage keeps the ball. A big man, and thankfully Brewer saves the breakaway, or else he's gone for the touchdown.
Boy, oh boy, he came through that line awfully slowly, but as soon as he was clear, he started pulling away from defenders again. So he was patient behind his blockers, waited for the hole, and Brewer saved it from a huge gain.
It's about a 17-yard gain anyway, though. Savage once again keeps it, gets just a couple.
Yeah, Sam Trefethan was there that time to stop it with a couple other Bulldogs. 1:34 left on the clock and counting. Skowhegan doesn't seem to be in any sort of hurry. Up 14-6. I'm sure they don't want to make a mistake, but with the way their offense has been moving the ball, I might want to pick up the pace a little bit if I were them.
So a quick dump off to that's a huge tackle for Aiden McGowan.
Yeah, Aiden McGowan.
But,
Aiden McGowan saw McCray coming around the corner and said, "I am not having any more of this." Just stuffed him at the 35-yard line of what that was the same play they ran for the touchdown with McCray. But that was a nice tackle, forcing third and now medium with 35 seconds left on the clock. So Portland is happy with the way this drive is going.
Right, and Savage follows his blockers. He gets the first down and more. In on the tackle there is Sam Trefethan again.
Yeah, Sam got downfield, and now Skowhegan's going to take their second timeout with the ball at the 45-yard line. Only 30 seconds to go, so they don't have a lot of time. But again, we saw with that passing offense that they have, they could let one rip from here and easily score.
I think one of the surprises, and maybe we'll talk with Mike Hoffer about this at halftime, is the amount of running that Savage has done.
Yeah, they haven't really handed the ball off to McEwen all that much. McEwen is a big back. He looks small compared to Savage in the backfield, but you can just look at him. He's solid. He's more stocky. He's a big guy who can run between the tackles, and they really haven't used him all that much.
And, you expect Kennedy Charles to be running, but not necessarily Adam Savage, who can do it from the air as well.
Absolutely.
But here we go, 1st and 10, ball in the 45. Half a minute left here to try to put something together. Of course, they do have a kicking game, and they can try to get it in field goal range.
Portland right now has to be careful of that long pass over the top. They do have a deep, deep safety in Charles.
Yeah, that's a nice effort there. In on that tackle, let's see if it's Brewer again.
Yeah, that was a nice 15-yard pickup. Skowhegan's going to go quick to the line. 20 seconds on the clock, and it's moving now. They're going to try to hold that last timeout for something important. And there's a timeout, and they're going to actually use their final timeout right here after letting another 15 seconds roll off the clock. So that's a little weird. You get the first down, the clock is going to stop with the chains moving, and you don't call an immediate timeout timeout, you let another couple seconds run.
Not to mention the fact that they had done that before, and so you're talking about, probably 30 seconds maybe of delay, maybe 45 seconds, which could mean all the difference in the world when you've got the ball in the 40.
Yeah, so now you got the ball in the 40 with 16 seconds to go. You're out of timeout, so whatever happens has to be to the sideline to try to do something, unless they just want to try to launch one to the end zone and take their shots. Obviously, Savage does have the arm to get it there from here. It would be, you're talking about 45, 50 yards in the air when he lets it go. Maybe they try a quick out, get a couple yards. They can get up to the line and spike it. You could get 2 plays, but you'd have to hustle.
We'll have to see what happens here, but obviously it's very interesting too, because their Colin LePage, one of their 2 big defensive ends, is actually skipping out there, a little bit of a gingerly moving there, but Savage is back. We'd expect the throw. He's going to make it, and we'll see what happens. Oh my goodness. With tremendous coverage even, a 40-yard touchdown pass to Quincy McCray.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. The defender knew it was coming, and McClellan just let McCray get behind him, and for the touchdown, you knew that pass was there. McClellan has to be deep. He can't let anyone get over the top. You knew that play was coming. There is a flag in the middle of the field, so I don't know what that's for.
Well, we'll see. There's going to be some sort of a conference, you would think, of officials as they try to figure it out.
Yeah, so the flag is down at the 27-yard line of Portland. That's in the vicinity of defensive pass interference, defensive holding. Touchdown is good. They're going to call a penalty after the play. At dead ball unsportsmanlike on Skowhegan. So that's going to back them up 15 yards on this kick. So that's the second unsportsmanlike conduct on Skowhegan and 3rd overall 15-yard penalty on them. So they're going to try the extra point. This is going to be a 35-yard extra point. High snap.
And instead, they'll try to run it in for 2, but out of bounds is Tyler Annis.
Yeah, I don't know if that was meant to be that way. He kind of, when that snap was high, he took off immediately. So I kind of think it might have been designed, but who knows. But either way, that was a terrible, terrible defensive series for Portland, where they had this Skowhegan team backed up and just had to prevent long passes, and that's exactly what happened.
So there's 8.7 seconds left here in the half. We'll stay with you because we're going to get to take a nice long break in a moment. Dave,
honestly, if I were Skowhegan here, I would go onside kick again, see if they can recover it, and throw another one to the end zone. Why not? Portland is deep with 2 players. They've got 5 up at the line. But they have to be very, very aware of this onside kick here.
See if they've got their good hands people in the front. Nope, it's going to be more of a midline kick, and Brewer's going to pick it up at the 30. He's going to go to the outside, and he's going to be brought down at about the 47-yard line, where the Dogs will take over 1st and 10 with 3.3 seconds left here, unless they're going to air it out, which is fraught with difficulty.
Yeah, they don't really have that kind of Kennedy doesn't have that kind of arm to get it down there. Here I'm thinking they run outside a little bit, maybe try to break something with him, but it's got to stay on the ground and stay safe.
Well, we have a whole half to go here. So 1st and 10 here. It should be victory formation and maybe a knee, but we'll see.
No, I think they'd run a
Maybe
play.
not.
They run a play, but keep it on the ground. And there's your run.
Yeah.
Maybe get outside. Maybe get something on it.
Yeah. No, nothing doing. And
No, Skowhegan was just ready for that.
yeah, Aiden Brusa in on the tackle along with others. So we'll end the first half with the score: Skowhegan Riverhawks 20, Portland Bulldogs 6. So here we are, Dave, and joined by Mike Hoffer at halftime. Mike, a disappointing first half for the Dogs.
They really are. I mean, I think the difference really is just a couple of long pass plays by Skowhegan and a couple of really long, demoralizing touchdown drives. Really put the Bulldogs in a deep hole. You just see with Skowhegan, they're a little more. Portland's been really one-dimensional on offense. Skowhegan showing that they can do a little bit more with their offense, really, with the one guy. But Adam Savage just been fabulous running the ball and throwing the ball. And Portland, Kennedy Charles is doing everything he can. But with Regan Buck out now, I mean, they're really limited what they can do, and it's going to make it really tough to come back here.
Well, Dave, so we have about 71 yards for Kennedy Charles unofficially on the ground. Adam Savage with 120. Did we expect him to be running in this game?
I think we did. Behind that big offensive line that Skowhegan has, it's pretty easy for him just to pick up the ball and get 4 or 5 yards at a whim. And if he can just get that hole or that crease, you saw 3 long runs were called back. And if we weren't talking about that, this game would have been out of hand. And we're talking about Savage with 300 yards rushing and multiple touchdowns. So Portland's going to have to do something on defense to stop him. They're going to have to prevent this ball from going over the top a little bit more. The 2 long passes were really troublesome to them. And on offense, they're one-dimensional with Charles. They're going to have to find somebody. Can it be Brewer? Can it be somebody different? I threw it out Esposito maybe. Do something different for this offense. I don't know. Without Remy Joe, without Regan, you're kind of limited.
So you're down on the sidelines. Are you seeing anything down there of note, Mike?
Not really. I mean, I think there's just some frustration over the fact that you are giving up the big plays, the home run plays that I know, coaches stress against and they work on, but, give Skowhegan credit. They're pulling this off. Yeah, Portland, I mean, really, they're going to have to force a turnover or something and turn momentum here, get a short field, and just try to hang around, get back in this game. But, right now, the Riverhawks have to be feeling really good about their chances.
And Dave, I'm just going to end with I discerned some disappointment with respect to the Portland defensive scheme on those big pass plays.
Yeah, those big pass plays, again, you're talking 16 seconds to go in the half, no timeouts. You have to play your defense deep. And you let 2 guys go over the top. It was 3rd and 13. They let a player over the top for a touchdown or tackled at the 1. It was now 16 seconds to go at the 40-yard line. You let somebody get up over the top. So your safeties have to play more disciplined. Maybe you have to go away from your man-to-man scheme and go to more of a zone, and that might also help with the run defense as well.
So first of all, I want to thank you, Mike Hoffer, very much for joining us all year today, of course, and all year long, especially at the top and at halftime, and getting your insight and knowledge has been just terrific. And this is going to be the last game for Dave and me this year as well. We still have a half to go, folks. We'll see if the Dogs can pull it out. We are back for second half action. And the Dogs will be kicking off, and Savage will take it at the 5. I should say at the 10, and he gets it out. A good...
bringing it out to 32-yard line, 33-yard line. It's just a straight kickoff, good coverage, not letting anything happen. Portland right now has to play aggressive. They've got to get something to happen. They've got to create a turnover, a long 3rd down play, something to get the ball back in their offense's hands. They can't let Savage just keep chewing up yardage like he has been, and they certainly can't let these passes get behind him.
And he looks as though he's doing doing it with ease back there. He just does. But that's a great tackle and penetration by Romano McElwain.
Yeah, again, they didn't have a wide receiver on this side, so McElwain's playing right up at the line of scrimmage, and with the overloaded side to the other side, he came in unblocked.
It's a 1-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 11.
So now the Riverhawks are going to go 3 wide. So that's going to spread out the defense a little bit more. You can see the Portland line right now has five players right on the line of scrimmage trying to force that run.
Yeah,
and then he comes to the other side. They motion to the right, and he runs left. And again, good defense by McElwain.
Absolutely. And
he's fired up now. He knew he made a mistake on that last pass, and he's come out in the second half with a vengeance.
Yeah, he's going to get credit for 4 yards on that carry, Savage, but also in on that was Al-Kafaji following. So nice penetration by the Bulldogs. It's a 3rd and long. Ball in the 36 here.
So now you have to watch that pass. But again, the Bulldogs' defense is all huddled inside 9 yards of the line of scrimmage here. They're all tight, playing man up. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, all single coverage.
Yeah, and now Savage has the ball. He's got all kinds of time. He goes up the middle, and he hits Ennis once again.
Yeah, Portland is running man-to-man, straight, zero coverage. And all you need when you have that zero coverage, you need to get pressure on the quarterback. You can't let them stand back there because a wide receiver is going to eventually shake free of man-to-man coverage.
It's about a 38-yard pass completion.
So you knew it was coming. Portland just couldn't get the pressure that they needed, and the coverage was there, but it was a better throw. So Skowhegan taking their time, getting the right play call.
About 140 yards receiving for Ennis. So with all the running that Savage has done, he's also having a good game from the air as well. But that time, penetrating inside is Braden Wales.
Yeah, Braden Wales came firing through again and got him by the legs. No gain, maybe a 1-yard loss on the play. That's what Portland has been able to do on 1st down, is get that penetration. 2nd down, maybe make up something, but their 3rd down defense just can't get the stops that they need.
So, Dave, we took the halftime break. It gets dark. It gets about 7 to 10 degrees colder, and it's a different game.
It is a slightly different game. So right now, you can see here it's 2nd and long, and the Riverhawks are going 4 wide in a pistol formation.
And, oh, my goodness. It was almost like 2 players at the same time.
That was Brody Viola blew that play up. He was tackling both the wide receiver that was coming in motion and the quarterback at the exact same time and held on long enough for the cavalry to get there. And that was a 5-yard loss as Colin Kelly kind of limps off the field a little bit. So now you're talking 3rd and 15, obvious pass play. Portland got no safety help again. They're going to go man up, and they're going to see if they're going to blitz here and try to get pressure on the quarterback. And they do. They bring an extra player.
Well, heads-up play, but oh my goodness,
Deflected.
And a block, yeah. So really, let's see.
So Henry Spencer blew that up, came busting through the middle, forcing the quarterback to roll to his right, and he was running out of real estate on the side and tried to throw it, and somehow had a 6'7" quarterback had the ball knocked out of his hand on the throw, and it falls incomplete, forcing a 4th and very long.
And I'm not sure if I'm accurate here, but it might have been number 34, Justin Charles, who tipped that ball.
Yeah,
he is
it could have been.
Freshman defensive back.
There's the punt.
Yeah, and it's just going to take a bounce and be downed.
That's going to be down to about the 5 where he first touched it. but a great punt to force a long field for Portland. Good defensive stop for Portland after the long pass. They rallied, they got the stop, and they got the ball back here, and that's what they needed to do in this half. They lost the toss, so they had to take the ball first. Skowhegan got the ball, hoping to put up some points, and they just weren't able to do it. So let's see what the offense can do here. See if they can do something a little bit to get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
1st and 10, ball on the 5. Charles takes it. He goes behind a couple of blockers, but we have a flag on the play as well.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a hold on Portland to back them up half the distance to the goal, but he wasn't getting anywhere. He was trying to feel his way on the inside, and that's just not going to do it against a tough defense like this. They've got to get something to the edge.
That was such a scrum. It would be difficult to see where that hold really happened, but I guess the officials are right on it.
They call it's a face mask on Skowhegan. So that is going to help Portland. That's going to bring them out 5 yards. Repeat first down, but it's going to be first and now 5 from the 10-yard line, and gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone, which is much, much better. But that play wasn't going anywhere to begin with.
So it looked like a hold would have been impossible to call there, and it was. It was a face mask.
It was a face mask.
So here we go, 1st and
again,
5.
it was an unneeded face mask, as there were a bunch of defenders there.
Right.
So a free 5 yards for Portland. They're not gonna knock that.
Charles up the middle. You know, obviously he's done that a lot tonight. He's called the receiver into motion and goes straight up the middle after he passes.
Yeah, so what they tried to do is they brought Temple in motion right across him, hopefully going to drag the defense with him. And you've seen the same type of play with Skowhegan. They've run a wide receiver right across the face of the quarterback, and he goes the other way. They're trying to do that little misdirection, but with no threat of an alternate handoff in the backfield, the defense can still just key on Charles.
Well, he gained 2 yards there. It's 2nd and 3. Ball's on the 12. And he hands it off to Brewer, who got caught up on a couple of his blockers there.
He was able to fight all the way out to the 15, which should be a first down for Portland. If the ball is on the yard marker, it's a first down, and it is.
And it is. Good call, Dave.
So they were able to fight for those 4 yards that he needed, and was able to stretch, and that's a big first down for Portland. Starting this deep in their end zone. They need to put a couple more of those together. They are not an offense, again, that's not built to grind it out. They're not meant to just plod down the field making plays. They're a big strike offense.
That's right, and not quite halfway through the third quarter, time is on the side of the Riverhawks. So 1st and 10, ball on the 15. The Riverhawks have figured out the Dogs, but here's Charles on the right side. He gets behind a block and fights very close to the first down.
Yeah, another 8 yards there, and that's what you can see with Charles, where he takes the ball right behind Brewer, and he's not looking to feel his way through the inside. He just gets up to full speed immediately and rolls around the corner. Now that all depends on how good your right tackle is on the line, and the right tackle there made a spectacular block to hold the edge and spring him for 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, he gets 9. They're going to give him, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 24.
Under center.
Something he doesn't do often. He's going to try to keep it.
No, then that's exactly the right play, but he might have lost the ball. Someone ended up on it. It looks like Portland ended up on the ball. He did get the first down after that, but yeah, he gave up the ball. It was recovered by Brody Viola, the tight end.
Well, that is fortuitous.
Yeah, so they don't run a quarterback sneak all that much, but they do run one, and they do have it on a silent count. So they'll come up to the line and just kind of snap it and go. And they wanted that 1 yard, get the first down, move the chains. And Portland is back at it, 1st and 10.
Well, we have a jumping off sides there. It looks like it's going to be encroachment. So that'll help the Dogs.
Yeah, another 5-yard penalty. Pegs up 1st and 5. This is exactly what Portland needs. Again, they're not really built for this, but they're doing it. They got the 5-yard penalty. They got a first down. They had 2 good runs for a first down. Now they get another 5-yard penalty. They pull another first down, and now all of a sudden you're talking about the ball near midfield, starting from the 5. So this is a great drive for Portland.
1st and 5, ball on the 32 right now. And again, we have movement, and let's see, it looks like another offsides.
Yeah, that defensive end on this side is trying to time the snap, and he's coming into the backfield or into the neutral zone, and Portland is reacting to his movement.
This time, though, it looks like the official is getting ready to walk it back, but we're not sure.
I'm not sure what the play is. It looked like it was offside. They're calling a false start this time. It looked like Brody Viola reacted to the player coming up to the line and jumping.
Yep. So it's just back to where it was. 1st and 10, ball on the 27. So the goodwill, if you will, or the good position from the penalty is negated. Charles
so there's
gives it to Temple.
Fine. So they gave it to Temple from the H-back position, and he was able to take it outside for 4 yards. So you're getting Temple involved now, which with Buck out of the game, Temple's going to have to play big.
Yeah, I mean, that's an unfortunate break for the Dogs. They're without Buck now.
He's one of their home run hitters, and Temple's going to have to play that position. So he came out of the H-back, came across the formation, and they handed it to him. So that's that same play that Charles kept before and didn't get anywhere. This time they hand it off.
It's 2nd and 7, ball on the 30. Here's Charles coming to the outside, fighting hard and just really getting clobbered at the end as number 32 dove. McEwen didn't make the tackle, but he sure ended it.
Yeah, he did, and he got hit hard, but was able to outrun a free linebacker coming in from the far side. So linebacker came from the unblocked on the far side through the guard gap. So Portland is pulling the guard to try to get an extra blocker out in front of the run, and that time the linebacker came right through that hole that was left and tried to chase Charles down, but Charles is just a hair faster and was able to get upfield.
So he had 3 yards on it. It's 3rd and 3, ball on 34. Very important play here for the Dogs and for Skowhegan.
Slight change of the play based on the defense, and now flags are coming out, or whistles are coming out, and I think Portland is going to get delay a game. They took too long when they changed the play, and when you're talking 3rd and 3, that's Portland's offense is set for 3rd and 3. They are not built for 3rd and 8. So that's on that I blame on the coaching staff. They changed the play. They waited too long to get another play in, and it looks like the Portland team is just the Portland coaching staff is a little confused. Ball was set. See right here, ball was set, and they had to relay the play in from the wide receiver, who had to run all the way across onto the field.
3rd and 8, ball on the 29. Another big play. Charles takes it, goes up the middle, and this time he is stopped cold.
Ball came out again. but it's going to be 4th down for Portland. Now you're talking right back where you were. Now it's 4th and 2 or 3, so that 5-yard penalty is big, and there is a Skowhegan player down now.
Caden Sally was in on that tackle. We'll take a timeout with 2:23 left. 26 is the score. Hawks in front. So we are back as Adam Savage came off the field. He looks under his own power, however.
Yeah, he looks fine. I don't know what it was, but he looks fine. Portland's going to go for it here on 4th and 2. They're going to pass. Going deep. He's got a man.
Oh, my goodness, folks. Oh, my goodness. What a pass to Harry Rubin.
Harry Rubin comes from the right side and just runs across the formation on a play that I think surprised Skowhegan completely. 4th and 3, that is a run situation for Portland, but they decide to pull it out and let Charles uncork it, and he threw a beautiful pass to Rubin down all the way down inside now the 9-yard line, setting up Portland 1st and goal.
That's about a 55-yard pass. Rubin receives it. It's 1st and goal with the ball on the 9. What a play. Here comes Charles. He goes down low.
Yeah, he tripped in the backfield, but was able to get back to his feet and bring that down inside the 5 down to looking like maybe the 3, run into the short side of the field. There's another Skowhegan player.
Well,
no, that's a Portland player that's down.
Yeah,
I can't see who that
it's Kennedy
is.
Charles
Is it
on the
Charles?
far side of the field. He does have a tendency to cramp up, and he's got one now. He's in a great deal of pain. We're going to take a timeout here with 1:37 left in the 3rd quarter. So, folks, Kennedy Charles gets brought off the field. They'll work on him. He gets a nice hand from the Skowhegan crowd, which is on our side. They're the home team today. So here from the Gribben booth, from the far side are the Portland fans. It's going to be 2nd and goal, ball on the 4, and we should have Sam Esposito in it.
Your starting quarterback from the beginning of the year is now in the game. He's more of a passing quarterback. He's not really a running quarterback, and he tried it there, and they just stuffed him on no gain.
Yeah, Hunter McEwen was just all over him.
Yeah, that play right there was just not set up for success. The line was just overwhelmed, and he just ran into a wall.
I will say, you want to talk about setting your team up for success, the chutzpah of that play. That was 4th and 2, and you go for the bomb and you convert it.
Yeah, so Portland is taking a timeout here. I'm wondering if that's just to see if Charles can get back into the play on 3rd down.
So 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Riverhawks are up 20-6. The Dogs are threatening. So Kennedy Charles is back.
So they did call timeout because Charles was just cramping, so he's back in the lineup. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. And there's Charles.
Yeah, and he goes
getting
up
pushed,
the middle. He gets the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run for Kennedy Charles, coming in off the injury and the timeout.
So they ran essentially the same play that they ran with Sam Esposito there. That time the line was able to get a little bit more of a block, and Charles was able to find a crease.
So here it is. It's 20-12. The Dogs are going for it again, going for
I don't like this play call. You're down 8. You take the 1 point right now, the extra point. You bring it within 7, and you're right there in this ball game again. A 2-point conversion obviously brings it to 6, and you're looking for a touchdown and an extra point for a win. But this is I don't like leaving points on the board.
Oh, this is how Portland has done it all year. They've been very successful. And this time, Brewer runs it in and converts it. So it's 20-14.
Steve, I love the play call right there. Going for it is the perfect way to go for it. You're trying to put your foot on the pedal. We can edit this, right?
So
So
clearly happy with the way things have worked out here.
Absolutely, it's just like the long pass on third and or 4th and 2 from midfield. They go for the long pass, doing something unexpected. Now they go for 2, get the 2-point conversion, and they're right back in this ball game.
Skowhegan is going to start with pretty good field position here.
Yeah, out to about the 35-yard line. It was a shorter kick, but Portland, again, not allowing a huge return. A shorter return is okay. They're up to the 35-yard line. And let's see if this defense can do something.
So the Dogs down just by 6, 42 and a half seconds left here in the third quarter. And here comes Skowhegan, 1st and 10, ball on the 35.
Portland's crowding the line again. They've got 5 on the line of scrimmage.
Savage with the ball. Great penetration.
Yeah.
And just a swarming Dogs defense led that time by... well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Isaac Al-Khafaji came through and blew that play completely up. I don't know if he actually made the tackle at the end, but he was in the backfield before Savage could even take that first step forward. He came in unblocked from his defensive line position and just blew it up completely.
And I saw a 1 there. There's no 71 on the roster, but it could have been Brody Viola, number 81, second in. And it's going to be, that's a 3-yard loss for Savage.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Portland right now with all sorts of momentum.
We're back to start the fourth quarter. Steve Schwartz and Dave Levine for WPPS TV3 in the Gold Ball Class B State Championship game.
So 5 at the line of scrimmage again for the defense. This time a handoff in the middle.
Yeah, it's McEwen. It takes 6 to bring him down.
He's a big kid. Those legs on him are huge. He's not very tall, but he is stocky. And now he lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come out for a play. And they're going to bring in Bryson Howard, a sophomore running back, to replace him in the backfield.
Al-Khafaji in on that tackle. It's a 2-yard gain only, though, for McEwen. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 with the ball on the 37.
So the Portland defense right now is trying to fire that crowd up on the far side, and they're making some noise over there. Again, no deep safety. They're walking the safety up, so they're going straight zero coverage man
and
no
Savage,
pressure.
With all kinds of time.
Pressure.
And he is going to be sacked. Folks, the first one in was Gavin Bennett and others as well.
So the Portland defensive line played a contained rush. They brought everybody in, but they did not let Savage go anywhere. The rush got there quick enough so that he had to step up, and at that point, the defensive backs were still plastered to their men. No hope for a first down, and this has got to be a Skowhegan punt at 4th and 10.
Ball is on the 35. Savage backs up. So does Charles.
So Portland still should be aware of a fake.
Oh, it was blocked.
It was blocked. It was tipped. But it gets a great Skowhegan bounce.
Yeah, that was a great effort there. I think that was Brody Viola.
Brody Viola came in, got 2 hands on it, but the ball was but it just came off his fingertips, so it was still rolling, and it took a great Skowhegan bounce all the way down to the 31 of Portland. But Portland comes up again with another defensive stop. They get the ball back. They're they're feeling it on the other side, and let's see if they can make a play here and move down the field. They started their last drive again at the 5-yard line and went 95 yards for that touchdown with a 50-yard pass in there, but they were able to kind of move the ball slowly and get out of the end zone area very well for a team that really isn't set for that.
Well, they get the ball in the 31, 1st and 10. Charles in the gun. Temple in motion. Oh, we're going to have another of a timeout.
Portland's calling timeout. So that's their second timeout, and that could cost them later in the game. That play was interesting. They ran Reuben across the face of the quarterback, and he was coming back to take a handoff to come the other way. So we've seen them run that play a couple times in the past, but that would have been the first time they tried to do that misdirection play tonight.
So they're back on the field here now. So just starting the fourth quarter. And the Dogs with the ball in the 31. Still 1st and 10. Both sides, crowds on both sides very active. Temple in motion, kind of the same thing again. This time
it's exact same play. They took a timeout to run the exact same play, and Skowhegan wasn't having it. They saw it. They saw what was going to happen, and then Portland does the same exact thing. So I'm not exactly sure what that timeout was for, if they're going to come back with the same play. They ran it to the short side of the field. It just wasn't going to – it just didn't look like it was going to go anywhere.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to take a delay of game. I'm not sure how much time had been eaten up.
I'm not. I'm just questioning that call right there. So now you're talking 2nd and 10. Portland has to get 5 or 6 yards here to set up 3rd and reasonable.
Yeah, and it's actually lost a yard on that play. Here's Kennedy Charles on the right side. He finds a hole. He gets the first down. We have a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think that might be a late face mask on the tackle on the far side of the field. I couldn't quite see. He had the first down, was going to the ground, and then the flag came out.
13-yard gain for Charles.
Yeah, the penalty was thrown by the back judge. So I'm not exactly sure what the penalty is. It was way on the far side of the field. It looked like Charles was still in bounds, so I didn't. So it couldn't. I don't think it was a late hit out of bounds.
Face mask.
And there's the face mask. So they're going to give it a 5-yard face mask on the tackle. So that's going to be an extra 5 for the Dogs, and it really just moves them closer to midfield. So that now 7, 8-yard or 10-yard run, 12-yard run becomes an 18-yard run.
Dogs will have it 1st and 10 on their own 48. 9 minutes left here in regulation of this contest. The Dogs are down by 6. It's 20-14 Riverhawks.
So the short-handed Bulldogs are really fighting right now for this. They're playing as best as they can right now.
Yeah, Brewer with the ball up the middle.
Yeah, good run by Brewer right there.
4 or 5 yards.
Good power run. They went with Charles moving to the right and handed Brewer coming across to the left to get a little misdirection type of play, and he was able to pick up a couple to keep moving forward, and that's what they got to do. They got to stay ahead of the chains. They can't set up these 2nd and 3rd and longs.
So 2nd and 7, ball on the 49. The clock ticks, 8 minutes left in regulation. Charles has Temple, and he takes it himself up the middle, and he fights for the first down.
Yeah, a couple spins there. That's going to be awfully close. It looks like they maybe marked him a yard short, but he again was hit somewhere around the 46, spun to the 44, and then spun again down to the 43. So now you're talking 3rd and 1-ish. Right in the middle of the Bulldogs. They line the Bulldog on the field. They're lining up. This is a big third down conversion right here. You know they're going to go for it on fourth, but you don't want to have to sit there on 4th and 1. They'd rather get the first down here and move the chains and keep that momentum going.
So the ball's on the 43, Dave, and here we go. Charles takes it.
Got a good push by the line.
A great run right there. We have a dog down, but he's going to be helped up by another player. That was Isaac Muse.
Isaac Muse threw a block right there, and he was happy that he threw that block, so he was just going to sit there and enjoy it for a second. Big first down run by Charles. They came off. That offensive line put in some work and really opened up a hole for him, allowing him to scamper for another 5 or 6 yards and get that first down.
I'm going to give him 7 since the ball's on the 42. And it's 1st and 10 right now. Ball's on the 35. Dogs are threatening. 6.5 minutes left here in regulation. Straight up the middle and nice penetration by led by number 59, Braden Carr for Skowhegan.
Brewer just didn't have anywhere to go right there. They just tried to run a straight power run. You don't see that a lot from in this game from Portland, but they just ran a straight power. Everyone hat on hat blocking, and it just didn't get anywhere.
You know, there's a feeling in this stadium, and certainly the feeling is that the momentum has switched the other way.
Yeah, Portland right now is moving the ball well. You can hear it on the Skowhegan side. They're trying to get their team into it, but Portland is very confident right now moving this ball.
So 2nd and 10. This time Charles hesitates. He gets past 3 defenders. It's finally brought down after a short gain.
Yeah, that was a 3-yard loss that turned into a 1-yard gain, and he got lucky. The ball was kind of a little loose in his arm out there in the backfield, and that was a little scary for Portland with him getting tackled back there. You're talking 3rd now and 9. Portland's got to come up with a good play here to pick up 6 or 7 yards to give them a chance on 4th down.
Because you know they're going to go for it.
You know they're going to go for it right here. There's no sense of punting from the 35-yard line. Crowd on both sides getting rowdy.
Charles back to throw. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that was bad throw.
Yeah, right there to Savage. And he's on the far sideline, and he brings it back.
Yeah, Charles was facing the pressure, and he just threw it up, and that was not a smart play by him. If he just eats that ball, they take the sack, punt it down, and now they're sitting in good defensive field position, and all that momentum that Portland had just evaporated because of the interception and a huge return by Savage.
There was nobody there.
There was nobody there.
It was players.
Yeah, I don't know what he was throwing to. He was just trying to get away from the sack, and that's just not a smart play. He needed to take that ball and just eat it, fall down, and just punt. It's okay to punt, especially with the way your defense is.
Well, you know, that was a 40-yard return on top of it here. It's 1st and 10, ball on the 45. And Skowhegan now quickly takes over on the other way with momentum, and Savage is brought down on a great defensive play by Braden Wales.
Yeah, Portland, this is the time now. Portland's already used 2 of their timeouts. They need a stop now. If they don't get a stop here in the next down or 2, it's not looking good for them. They're going to run out of time. There's 4 minutes left on the clock, and Skowhegan is going to burn every second of it running before they run this play.
And you can see, their coach is saying,
wait,
spread
it out, wait, and they're going to watch the back judge, and there's his arm going up in the air to say 5 seconds, and now they're going to snap the ball.
2nd and 7, ball on the 42. Savage keeps it. rumbles and stumbles, and he gets the first down.
That's big, a 7-yard run when they're trying to burn clock. Now the clock is going to start again. 3:40 on the clock, and Portland only has that one timeout remaining. They need to get a play here. They need to pull everybody up to the line. Play, run, all run. Get everybody in there and just focus 100% on Savage right now. You have to stop him short and then call your timeout and then hope your defense can hold and you get that one last gas play.
3 minutes and 30 seconds left here. 3:11 now as the clock continues to tick. 1st and 10, ball in the 33. Savage hands it to McEwen. McEwen gets about 5.
No, his knee. They're calling his knee down at the 30-yard line. So picking up 3 there. So that's the stop the defense needed right there, setting up 2nd and 7. Defense has to bring walk the linebackers up and play, and you've got to make a play right here. Bring everybody up to the line of scrimmage. Don't let anybody get past. You're just going to have to take a chance. If someone gets past you, they get past you and they score, but you have to make the stop here. You have to sell out.
And at some point, they're going to have to call a timeout. I mean,
yeah, they only got the 1, so really they'll wait until 3rd down to call that timeout.
1 in motion. 2 wide right, Savage with the ball.
And that's going to do it.
Yeah, that's another first down.
Yeah, they had him kind of bottled up in the backfield. But again, no one got out there to tackle, and that first down is going to end the game right here. With 2 minutes to go, Portland can only stop the clock once, and Skowhegan is going to be your Class B champions unless something crazy happens.
Trefethan on the tackle there. Savage with another about 9 yards on that carry or so.
Yeah, clock is starting to run under 2 minutes now. They're going to watch the back judge with his hand up in the air, and now they're actually going to probably call timeout here. Oh, they did get the play off, and there's the tackle for 2 yards. Portland should probably call their last timeout here.
1:26 left as the clock ticks away.
So a shorthanded Portland team really put in a lot of effort against this Skowhegan team, missing 2 key offensive weapons and defensive weapons on their team, and they just didn't have the firepower they needed. Without Regan Buck, without Remy Jowani, your offense is a little bit limited.
There's Savage again. So hard to stop.
Yeah, you knew it was coming right up the middle, and they just couldn't stop it. 44 seconds on the clock. Portland takes their last time out, hoping against hope that they can stop him here on 3rd and 2. But the Skowhegan fans are in full throat celebrating their team. Great effort by a Portland team that was just a little outmatched, a little outworked. They put in everything that they could in that 3rd and the beginning of the 4th quarter. They had the ball in their hands, driving potentially for a tying or winning score, and an interception just kind of blew it all up.
Such a great season for Kennedy Charles, too.
Kennedy Charles had a great year. This whole team really outperformed the way they should have. Coming into the season, they started again 1-3. No one was picking them to go anywhere in this. And then they just started to rattle off win after win after win. 2 dominant performances in the playoffs, and they're going to get to 8-3. And now they're sitting here with 41 seconds to go. Victory formation for Skowhegan.
And, yeah.
And that's going to
Savage
do
will
it. Yeah,
take a
Savage
knee.
took a couple steps back to try to burn an extra time off the clock, and that's going to do it.
With 25 seconds left.
They don't have to snap the ball again. Skowhegan is going to be your Class B champions. Portland again coming runner-up. They were very close a couple years ago. They were close again. They just can't seem to get over the hump and win. But Skowhegan comes through with a very impressive victory.
Folks, we're going to be back to wrap up for you in just a moment. So after a remarkable season for the Bulldogs, in which they finally get themselves ranked 1, and they end up 8-4, and really a disappointing championship game, but a great season, Dave.
It was a great season for them. They suffered some adversity. Their starting quarterback gets hurt. Their backup quarterback kind of comes in and wasn't quite ready for the limelight. They switched to Charles as their quarterback, and he didn't really want to play quarterback. He was happy playing wide receiver, and he really took this team on his back, and they tried to make plays throughout the year. They relied on those big plays all year, and it just didn't happen in this game against a very sound, very solid Skowhegan team.
Folks, the final score is 20-14. You saw who the superlatives were. Certainly, Kennedy Charles had probably close to over 100 yards rushing today. He threw a really nice 44-yard touchdown as well, and just couldn't pull it out, though, folks. Had a couple of interceptions, including that all-important one at the end. On the other hand, the Skowhegan team has that 6'7" quarterback, Adam Savage, and the big guys in the middle, and Portland came just that close. So that's going to do it. It's going to wrap up the 2022 season. This is Steve Schwartz along with Dave Levine for Mike Hoffer for the forecaster as well, saying so long from Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the Portland Bulldogs are the Class B runners-up today. Good night.